This watch is a quarter repeater that I paid 200 Swiss francs for almost a year ago, probably now. And this is really interesting. The hands are not properly attached yet because I need to modify these hands to fit correctly. But this quarter repeater is the type where you push the crown down and it winds it. And then when the crown comes up, the governor that slows this down is broken. There's a pinion broken. So it's going to try to release quickly, but I'm going to try to hold it back so it releases a little bit slowly so you can see this mechanism work. So I don't know what that was, 8:15 or something. That the last double chime means it's a quarter after, whatever that number of total counts was. And you know, the way quarter repeaters work is that you've got a couple of feelers that come in when you push this, when you activate it. You're introducing the energy when you push the crown in, the energy that will be released and cause the chime to go, and these elements to move. And then one of these elements has 3 teeth on it, and that does no chime, 1 chime for quarter, 2 chimes for half hour, and 3 chimes for 3/4 hour. And the other element has 12 teeth on it, and that does the hours. And then this is one of the feelers that comes in and feels this snail here to figure out what position it's in to figure out the quarter hour. So that's why you can kind of see this snail has approximately 4 different depths on this element that's called a snail. And then this is the finger that comes in and measures that. And that determines, you can see that finger is attached to this piece, which determines how many of these teeth ring. And those ring the double bell at the end of the sequence. And then the other finger is down here, and it's measuring a snail that's underneath this star wheel. And the star wheel is so that snail is the 12-hour snail, and you can kind of see the ridges of the different depths of that because it has 12 graduations. Right here is the 1 to 12 difference. That's why you have this sharp edge here. And then you have 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and it starts to disappear under there. But the difference there is just that amount of depth you can see. So the star wheel and this spring help keep that snail aligned out to be on the hour, to be in the right position. And then when you push the crown down, the feeler, it's this feeler that comes in and determines the depth of that element. And you can see this feeler comes in, and watch when this feeler comes in, you know, it's going to bottom out on this snail under here at some point. But you can see when this comes in, it both winds the spring, which is this chain, fusee chain, is connected to this another auxiliary mainspring behind it. So it starts to power it, and then also you see the 12-hour teeth wheels start to move, and they stop at the position that's correct for whatever time it is. Right now, it actually looks like it's probably 12 or 11. I said 8, but I think it's probably 12 or 11. It's going to come in all the way until it feels this point, and then you can see that all the teeth of that activator are under there now. Now if I let this out slowly, 12:15. So the time right now is 12:15. Anyway, that's how a quarter repeater works, or that's how this particular quarter repeater works. Now, oops, I forgot to put the minute wheel back. So this quarter repeater, I'll show you the movement side of it, or this is really exciting because this belonged to or was sold by this guy named Emile Guers in the early 1800s, and he was a Genevois, a young pastor in Geneva who was part of a group called the now I can't remember their name, but they basically were against the mainstream Protestant church. They were rebels that wanted to take the Bible more literally than the mainstream Church of Geneva was doing at the time. There's a whole thing on my website in my biography about kind of my philosophical interest in this watch and its religious origins, or its connection to Emile Guers anyway. So this is the key I bought from Arafat, and this is a size 8 key, and this is the mainspring. This is the secondary mainspring for the quarter repeater that winds when you push the crown. You can see it moving there. And then there's a separate train of wheels here that you can see rotating, and those are the wheels that release the power that drives the chimes gradually. And the thing in this watch that's broken is kind of the fourth wheel, which acts as a governor. One or both of the pivots is broken on it underneath this point, so it releases too quickly. But for now, I can add a little power to the mainspring using the key. And you can see the time-keeping aspect of this watch also works. So after I fix that governor, that's a repivot, which will be fun to try to do. Once I repivot that, I can clean up this movement and have a nice working quarter repeater. All right, so the other thing I want to mention is that when I was leaving, well, actually, we went back on Saturday. We filmed Arafat on Wednesday, and then we went back on Saturday to do some pickup shots. And he gave me this quarter repeater, which is also super cool and insane. And this one is from 1899 or later, because it has a patent number on it that was patented in 1899. So let's say 1900, this movement's from, and this other quarter repeater is from the 1820s to 1840s, I would say. So this is like 60 years newer. And this one, the only thing it's missing, it has hands, dial, chimes. This is a separate movement, not related. Hour and minute wheel, or actually I think it's a driving wheel and the hour wheel. And then this thing which has to do with the pusher. So this quarter repeater works differently. The pusher is not the crown. It has a pusher on the side. And when I researched this, I first found the patent number on it. Which is here. You know that's a patent because it's got the Swiss flag there. So it's a Swiss patent 18282. And I'm holding the quarter snail on with my hand here, but I'm going to just pull that off for a second so I can set this down. So I looked up that patent number, and you can see, and this is also so much fun. This is how I know that the movement was patented, or some improvement on it, actually could be older, was improved. It was patented in 1899. And since that number is printed on the watch, then we know it's pretty much from after 1899. And then I wanted to actually look at this because you can see here the I'm not sure why I had a bridge across this originally. It looks like there's this version of the movement you would oh, okay, that's interesting. This version of the movement, you wound it. This looks like a key winding directly on the barrel. So this is probably a newer movement that they were still using whatever this patent was for, but this is newer. So this one you didn't wind from directly on the barrel. You wind it through the crown and the stem, which are here. And there's evidence here that you could wind this from the stem too, because you can see the winding gear here going over to the barrel. So maybe you can do it either way. Here you can see the click. The click is similar in design to this click. But there are differences. I'm not sure that's what's going on there. That's where it says patent over here. That seems to be pressed down. That lump is actually still there. It's just lower. Okay, but anyway, what we can do with this, I wanted to look and see if I could figure out how the press the button that charges this. To get the quarter repeater function to play. But for now, because this is missing the stem and crown and case, I can wind it by just turning the barrel directly here. And you can see that the movement works for timekeeping, which is great. And you can see also here are the two chimes, or the hammers for the two chimes. And they are anchored here, and then they wrap around. So I could put those on now. I think I will. These are the screws for those. I don't know how to figure out which one is top and which is bottom. So I'm going to attach the chimes, and then I'll show you the quarter repeater mechanism working. Of course, I've never done this before, so. Probably get this on a movement holder instead of a casing cushion, but Now, here's the thing that's weird about, or what's missing here that I haven't figured out yet, and I thought the patent drawing might help, but I don't actually think it is going to help. I think that this mechanism is a little bit different than the one in the patent. And basically, this somehow needs to come in and start the sequence. There's a button on the side of this the case for this watch. There would have been. And when you push that button in, it powers, it introduces the power that then unwinds and does the chiming. But we can already play with that without still understanding how the button is geared to this, because all these other feelers and everything are in place, because I looked at this before. So if I power it just by pushing this, you see the quarter hour feeler started to come in, and you saw under here you have the train of wheels that governs the release of energy during the musical playback phase or the repeater phase. So we push this in, and now the problem is I need to push it in without. Oh, and this is the governor actually. Watch this. See this little guy chatter like that? That's the ultimate thing that's slowing it down. And on my other watch, this pinion right here is broken. So it's not doing that correctly. But maybe I think I have to take the hour and minute wheels off of this for a moment. So I can introduce power here by pushing, oops, do that. I want to wind it fully and then let it go. Okay, that kind of worked, but the chime didn't ring because the hammer's not hitting the chimes correctly, or they're muted. Let's see. I want to try this again. Okay, I think I can introduce the power right here. So it's all charged up. Where's the hammers? I want to play it and then let you see those hammers, or look at them together so we can see why they're not hitting the chimes. So I can charge it here. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. We've only got 1/4 hour chiming, so let's try to get it so we get 3/4 hour chiming. And then the snail for the other snail is under here. I think you can just manually change that as well. Maybe not. There's the finger that measures it. Right there. It's going to come in and measure it here. So if I want, oops, I went too far. If I want like 11 or 12, I need to be in this position. And then the finger over here is here. So if I want the maximum number of chimes, and now when we manually advance this, should go all the way. Yeah, that was 11:45. Okay, so the thing, the final thing is trying to look at this from the point of view of like, how does a plunger coming in here power this? And I actually think recording this on video and then replaying the video is going to help me figure this out. Because it's hard to look everywhere at once when I'm standing in front of it. But basically, so you know what you're looking for. Again, the chance is very high that this is the key. Oh wait, this hammer should move back. I need to figure that out. This snail is not catching correctly, because it should be on the outside. Normally you have, the dial and the dial washer holding that down. Oh, I think, yeah, so this gear is actually turned. I gotta be careful about this. So there's a gear on the bottom of this. Oh no, sorry. There's a thing on the bottom of this. That needs to be properly engaged. Okay, one more try. Again, I'm going to look at this. How would pushing something in here, how would it translate over to getting this whole thing going? I don't see it. That's like 12 o'clock. Something's wrong there. I want 11 o'clock. Sorry, that's not the 11 and 12. That's the quarter hour. I know what happened. I lost the power. I lost the power in this spring. Actually, I should be careful. I don't know that's what the problem is. I just feel like this spring should still be driving. Should drive it all the way back to there. Man, that's totally wrong. So 12 o'clock is here. 3 o'clock is here. Gotta push this back. I wonder what that screw is for. Something's missing. All right, I'm gonna have to give up on this one. There's one silly little chance I'm gonna take, which is look at my website about the repeaters. It's a different repeater. This is where you can learn the basics. Ooh, that's interesting though. Ooh, so that there's like, you push this in and it rubs these gears against each other. I don't see anything like that here. What was in there? The screws for the chime. All right, so that was crazy. Got a lot to think about now. Both of the golets are still going. That's how long it's been since I've started this project. All right, thanks for watching.